Witbank F1 Powerboat Festival is proudly brought to you by Dixon Premium Batteries. Power is in our name. Hi, I'm Brendan Kelly. You're joining us at the Boat and Caravan Club on the Witbank Dam in Emalahleni. This is the final round of the South African Formula One Powerboat Championships. Carnival atmosphere already happening with lots of activities. Let's go straight into the action. First of the boats on the water was Bruce Repsold in the colours of CC Crane Hire. Let's hear what he had to say.
We've got a 2.5 on the boat, and it's more of an experimental thing than anything else, just to see how the 2.5 can handle the narrow boats and all that to the older boats, so we can open up the class for next year.
It really was fantastic to see Bruce Repsold back on the water and in his old boat performing so well. As he mentioned, a couple of the guys this weekend running 2.5 litre motors as the 2 litre motor parts become more and more scarce across the world. Repsold coming through in a time of 39.81 seconds, a really respectable time for him. Next up would be Ronan Dixon in the 32 boat, the man that leads the South African Championship at present.
Yeah, I think it's going to definitely be an interesting race today. Looking forward to it. There's nice, strong competition today. So I think we're going to be in for a bit of work.
Ronan racing in the colours of Dixon Premium Batteries along with his teammate Keegan Frankovich, the clear leaders in the South African Championships, looking to make it a 1-2 for the team. Beautifully set up boat. Dixon has really been impressive this season. He certainly has got used to the handling of his brand new DAC and been super impressive, going through in a time of 39.59. Making a welcome return to racing in South Africa, Wynand de Jager in the Bavua Holdings and Protein Lab sponsored boat number 44.
We're running the 2 litre today, so we will see how the 2 litre goes on the boat. I'm sure it will do good. We used to run it with an Optimax, and it was fast with that. So I think with the 2 litre today, we will have some good results.
This is incidentally the first time that Wynand has driven the boat for quite a few years after having competed successfully in the Formula 2 World Series. Battling with a little bit of setup, as he mentioned. The boat used to run an Optimax motor, now with a 2 litre. He goes through in a time of 43.62 seconds. Next up would be Michael Wessels in the 46 machine, having got into his father's boat this weekend after that big flip at Witbank Dam.
Yeah, look, I couldn't get my boat right in time. Couple of changes just to get it in its sweet spot. I rode it yesterday, but I mean, the flip did quite a bit of damage, so it was a rush. So I thought, let me not rush it. And I was going to come to help my dad, and then literally after, when we just got here, we decided last minute, let me race his boat. He's going to race the other hard bottom boat, so at least I get to be on the water. So I've never driven the boat, so I'll see how it goes.
Vessel certainly looking good in the boat, first time out for him, and he goes through in a time of 42.76 seconds. Man, that's second in the championship at the moment, also racing in the colours of Dixon Premium Batteries. That is the 58 boat of Keegan Frankovich. Let's hear what he had to say.
Very much looking forward to it. We did testing this week and it went well, so yeah, we're going to see how it goes today and try our best to take points home. So yeah, obviously gunning for the championship, but yeah.
Frankovich choosing the second of his boats. That's the Italian-built Baba hull that is in this weekend, and he has been very impressive. A man that certainly attacks the corners and going through in a time of 40.15. Chris Renke in the 66 boat would be the next boat out on the water, racing in the colours of Propvest Property Management and Dovilla Racing. It was great to have Renke back on the water after having missed the previous 2 rounds of the South African Championship.
Excited, second race so far. Did the first one at Germiston, so this would be the second one for this season, so looking forward to it.
Renke still getting to grips with the handling dynamics of a Formula 1 boat, but going through in a respectable time of 44.90. A man who puts in a massive effort getting Formula 1 back on the water, the 111 boat of Monet Herald Racing in the colours of Veltrift Marine Services, Boatyard Club Mykonos and Wingfield Motors.
We came up, did a couple of testing, changed a couple of motors, new props, and try our best in time trials and see if we can make a whole shot in the start, like I always say, and then from there it should be easy. But unfortunately, we've got this new 2.5s in the water, and yeah, it's going to be difficult to catch them. But we'll give it a good go and take it from there.
Unfortunately, Harold slightly off the pace this weekend, goes through in a time of 43.97. Ronan Dixon only just quicker than Bruce Repsold. A technical issue kept John Ross Duncan off the water, and Dylan Wilman automatically starts at the back as it's his first F1 race. Lee Sampson with the flags for heat number 2 of the Formula 30s, and a brilliant start there from race number 1 winner, the 45 boat of Tristan Barham, getting away well. And on the outside, the number 1 of Amari Nchunu in the colours of Boaters World. Problems for Jason Barham. Battling to get that boat started, looks like he's good to go, but Amari Nchunu around the first turn buoy, and a substantial lead that she has opened over Tristan Barham. And then Jordan Allen in the number 7 boat, racing in the colours of Inspire Rentals, with James Sansom just behind her. Action as they head up to the top turn buoy, and Samson getting ahead, but tighter around the turn buoy there for the 7 boat of Jordan Allen. Amari Nchunu out in front. She's been an absolute revelation. Her second race ever. She earned the driver of the day at the first event that she took part in. She's been chased down by Tristan Barham, with James Sansom having got past Jordan Allen. Up into 3rd place he goes. That's the gap between 1st and 2nd as they head down the back straight. Nchunu under lots and lots of pressure. Great move there from Tristan Barham, taking the lead momentarily, but looks like the number 1 boat of Amari Nchunu with the longer legs. Jordan Allen down in 4th place at the moment. Our leaders starting to mix it up with some of the back markers now. It is still Amari Nchunu that leads from Tristan Barham in 2nd place. Absolutely ideal racing conditions, water nice and flat, not much wind. It was a rather chilly morning to start with, but things had certainly warmed up. Our late race leader signals that she has acknowledged the white flag onto the last lap of the race. We have gone. That is the number 99 of Caroline Duncan, the first car rental entry. That's number 8, Jason Barham. He's looking for a sponsor. This will go right down to the wire. Dragged race to the finish, but it is Amari Nchunu with the advantage over Tristan Barham, crossing the line to take 1st place in heat number 2 in the Formula 30s. Tristan Barham would take 2nd, with James Sansom in 3rd and Gemma Allen coming through in 4th place. This is what the overall stand-ins look like at the end of the day. Coming up after the break, heat number 1 of Formula 1. Welcome back. Under starters orders we go for heat number 1 in the Formula 1s, and flags down, and a brilliant start there from Keegan Frankovitz in the bright yellow boat on the right hand side. We're on board with Bruce Repsold. Great start there. Ronan Dixon starting to catch up as we head up to the top turn buoy. Look at the power of the 2.5 motors. The top 3 boats going through, all running 2.5 litres this weekend. Dixon already starting to stretch the long legs of that beautifully turned out DAC hull. Bruce Repsold flighty already in 3rd place, chasing down Keegan Frankovitz, who's in 2nd in the Italian-built Barber. Look at Michael Wessels coming through there, that Moore French-built hull of his, first time out for him in his father's boat. But already getting the hammer down, Ronan Dixon out in front, racing in the colours of Dixon Premium Batteries. Nice lead that he has managed to open up over teammate Keegan Frankovitz, with Bruce Repsold sitting in 3rd place. Down in 4th, we just got a momentary glimpse of the Moore hull of Michael Wessels, but we focus on the CC Crane hire boat of Bruce Repsold, boat number 13, beautifully set up. And really fantastic to have Bruce Repsold back on the water after having announced his retirement from the sport earlier in the year. Michael Wessels goes through, and then it's Morne Herald in the 111 boat in the colours of Veldrift Marine Services coming through, followed by Wynand de Jager, slightly down the field for Wynand de Jager, racing in the colours of Bavua Holdings and Protein Lab. Back to our race leader, it's Ronan Dixon that continues to open up a gap over Keegan Frankovitz, the teammates who are both involved in the fight for the 2023-2024 South African Formula One Powerboat Championship. Attacking the corners more aggressively now. He has just got better and better as the season has progressed, has Ronan Dixon in the 32 boat. Frankovic still in second place. The man from the Western Cape, Morné Herald, going through, and another solid performance from him. Slightly underpowered here this weekend. John Ross Duncan in the Caldwell Marine boat, sponsored by JR Racing, as well as Neil and Sons Boat Shop, and including Sunset Boats, going well. Speedy Gonzalez on the side of the boat. Ronan Dixon starting to catch up to the back markers now. He's going to have to weave his way through the traffic. Focusing on the 99 boat of John Ross Duncan going through. Ronan Dixon now passes Chris Renske, pulls up alongside Ronan Dixon, and looks like there was possibly contact between the two boats there. Keegan Frankovic has closed right up on the back of Ronan Dixon. See him coming through on the left-hand side as they make their way past John Ross Duncan, who is a lap down. Back to full speed for our race leader, Ronan Dixon, coming through. Racing in the colours of Dixon Premium Batteries. We go on board with Bruce Repsold once again. John Ross Duncan with his mirrors certainly full. Bruce Repsold going through on the left. Keegan Frankovic on the right-hand side. Frankovic still in second place. Repsold in third. We got Michael Wessels in fourth, with Morné Herald running in fifth, just ahead of Wynand de Jager. There goes the man from the Western Cape once again, the 111 boat of Morné Herald, but back with our race leader, Ronan Dixon, making it look rather easy. A nice big lead that he has managed to open up over Keegan Frankovic. He goes past Chris Renke in the 66 machine. Dylan Wilman in his first outing, still going fairly well. Currently sitting in 9th place. Frankovic going past Renke, and then the man in 4th place, that's the 46 entry of Michael Wessels in the colours of Boaters World. He was really enjoying driving his father's boat for the first time, and it certainly fitted him like a glove. That's the gap between first and second, between the teammates, the Dixon Premium Batteries boats of Ronan Dixon and Keegan Frankovic. Frankovic aggressively into the corner, as we have seen him do all season. Really throws that barber hole into the corners. Ronan Dixon seems to have slowed the pace slightly. That has allowed Keegan Frankovic to close right up on him. You just wonder if he's not carrying some damage from that incident earlier on with the contact with John Ross Duncan, the man in shot now. Right behind him, Dylan Wilman, about to be lapped by Morné Herald in the 111 boat. Back with our race leader, Ronan Dixon, goes tentatively through the corner. Keegan Frankovic right behind him, aggressively attacking again. That's Wynand de Jager in the 44 boat, racing in the colours of Bavoor Holdings Protein Lab, Peace for Gaza and Peace for Ukraine, as well as Botha and Diesel Executive Motors from Vereeniging. He's currently down in 6th place at the moment, and really is fantastic to have him back on the water racing in South Africa. The difference between 1st and 2nd place as we start getting towards the end of the first heat. It is still Ronan Dixon that has got Keegan Frankovic under control at this stage. Frankovic continues to apply the pressure. Once again, so aggressive into the corners for Keegan Frankovic. Onto the last lap we go. Dylan Wilman and John Ross Duncan involved in their own tussle further on down the field. Duncan with the advantage over Wilman. And Keegan Frankovic making a move now on the inside of Ronan Dixon. That's the closest that we've seen him get up to our race leader. Lots of traffic ahead, so this one certainly will go down to the wire as well. Almost contact between the two of them as they closed up on each other, but Ronan Dixon with the hammer down. That boat certainly has got long legs down the back straight. Nice and tight through the corner. Oh, Keegan Frankovic goes a lot wider this time. This will allow Ronan Dixon to cross in first, followed by Frankovits in second. Bruce Repsold takes third, followed by Michael Wessels. Then it's Mornay Herald, Wynand de Jager, Chris Renke, John Ross Duncan, and in ninth place, Dylan Moelman. Let's hear from our race winner, Ronan Dixon.
Unfortunately, there was an incident with myself and John Ross in the top turn buoy, resulting in a bit of damage to the boat and causing us not to make the grid for Heat 2, but fortunately managing to secure the win for Heat 1.
Welcome back to Witbank Dam. We join heat number 2 of the hard bottom class. John Ross Duncan in the bucking Bronco on the inside, but brilliant start there from Michael Fourie in the number 16 boat. Absolutely flying as the flags drop to start the race. He just glances over his shoulder to John Ross Duncan on his left-hand side. Nico Wessels coming through on the right, and Anton Fourie and Colin Bosch in the number 14 boat, very much in the mix as well. John Ross Duncan certainly got the hammer down. These guys carrying lots and lots of speed as they head down the straight towards the bottom side of the circuit. John Ross Duncan with the advantage, but in motor racing terms, completely outbraking himself. That's left the door wide open for Michael Fourie to go into the lead. Fourie just glances over his shoulder as he heads out into the lead. Nico Wessels down in third place, coming through in the 46 boat. Right behind him, it's Anton Fourie and Colin Bosch, followed by Steve Barham and Megan Ponmoon. A little bit of a problem there for them, but no problems out in front for Michael Fourie. Fourie having finished third in race number 1, getting hunted down by the hard-charging John Ross Duncan. John Ross has certainly had a busy day. 8th in heat number 1 in the Formula 1s, winning the first heat of the hard bottoms, and now back running in second place in heat number 2. Fourie it is that goes wider this time, but then John Ross Duncan battling to get the nose down on that boat. That boat, a mix between a Raven Wildcat and a Sun Chaser. The number 14 boat, the 14 Shades of Grey, Anton Fourie and Colin Bosch enjoying their time out on the water. Stephen Barham and Megan Ponmoon still going well in the 34 boat. Michael Fourie out in front. When he comes past us, he'll be starting the last lap of the race. Hard charging John Ross Duncan still in second, followed by Nico Wessels down in third place. Stephen Barham and Megan Ponmoon about to be lapped by our race leader Michael Fourie, going around the outside. Once again, nice and smooth through the corners for Michael Fourie. Hand up in the air, acknowledging the crowd and the checkered flag as he comes through to win heat number 2 in the hard bottom class. Glances over his shoulder once again, looking for John Ross Duncan. Duncan crosses the line now. Nico Wessels crosses in third place. This is what the results look like in the hard bottom class. Onto the last race of the day we go. You'll notice the long shadows starting to form. We go under starters orders. Carl Frankovits with the flags down, and a brilliant start there from Keegan Frankovits in the Dixon Premium Batteries boat on board with Bruce Repsold. Repsold no answer for him as they head to the first turn buoy. Beautiful footage on board from Bruce Repsold's boat. Round the corner he goes. Crosses now over the wake of the leading boat. Michael Wessels right behind him. The wind had all but disappeared at this part of the late afternoon. Beautiful glassy conditions as Keegan Frankovits throws that Baba hull. Across the wake, a bit of a moment there for Bruce Repsold. Michael Wessels in the Moor hull, digging in deep as he went through, followed by Mornay Herald, and then Wynand de Jager in the 44 boat. Just look at the turning ability of Keegan Frankovits in the Dixon Premium Batteries boat. Great performance from him so far. With Ronan Dixon a non-starter for heat number 2, this has certainly opened the door for Keegan Frankovits to close up in the championship standing and possibly snatch the South African national title away at the very last moment. Frankovits is the current champion in the Formula 1 class. Bruce Repsold, the CC Crane hire boat, right behind him in second place in heat number 2. On board with Repsold we go once again, followed by the 111 boat. He's had a good weekend, albeit slightly down on power for Mornay Herald. Keegan Frankovic continues to dominate out in front. Still attacking the corners aggressively. The 66 boat of Chris Renke going well. Lots of experience gained by Renke this weekend. And unfortunately, the other man making his debut here this weekend, Dylan Moorman, not able to take part in race number 2 after a bolt had come loose in his steering system. Wynand de Jager in the 44 boat going well in heat number 2. You can see he's starting to get used to things. The old Wynand coming back to the fore now. That short little boat of de Jager certainly will be a main contender for next year's championship title. John Ross Duncan on the left-hand side going slowly around the circuit as our race leader comes through. Keegan Frankovic untroubled out in front. Chris Renke also being lapped. Absolutely beautiful settings at the Witbank Boat and Caravan Club at Steve's Place on Witbank Dam. Michael Wessels has enjoyed every minute in that little Moore hull, the only one of its kind in the country. That Moore, built by David Moore in France, certainly performing well, and he seems to be closing up on second place man Bruce Repsold. We're on to the last lap now. It is still Keegan Frankovic that leads from Bruce Repsold in second, with Michael Wessels in third, followed by Mornay Herald. On board with Bruce Repsold we go, and it looks like he has slowed remarkably. He definitely has a problem, because Michael Wessels has gone through up into second place in that beautiful little Moore hull. Repsold's going to have to hang on for everything that he's got as we go on to the last lap of the race. Mornay Herald will be chasing him down in fourth place. Can Repsold hang on to third place as Keegan Frankovic comes through to take the checkered flag and the race 2 win? Michael Wessels will hold on to second place in the Boaters World Boat as he comes down the main straight now to acknowledge the checkered flag. Bruce Repsold still in third place at this stage, but it's Mornay Herald that's making a move on the inside of Bruce Repsold on the last corner of the race. Absolute heartbreak there for Bruce Repsold, an intermittent electrical problem hampering his progress. Mornay Herald going through to finish in third place. The final positions of the day meant that Keegan Frankovic ended up tied with Ronan Dixon at the top of the championship standings. They were tied with race wins, tied with second places, and ultimately Frankovic took the overall win by having competed in more time trials and was crowned South African champion.
Yeah, it's not great obviously for Ronan, but at least the team took the championship, so yeah, that's a great thing. But I think you'll have a kicker in the new season. So
yeah, it was going to be quite a good season up until this point. So we are on our toes at the moment, but fortunately it goes to the team still. So very chuffed with that, and well done to Keegan. He's really put in a lot of work and effort over the past few races, and we're quite chuffed with that result.
Keegan Frankovic snatching the title away from championship leader Ronan Dixon. He had it in the bag, but unfortunately, racing incident cutting that one short. Overall, it has been an absolutely fantastic day on the Witbank Dam. So from me, Brendan Kelly, it is goodbye until next time. Witbank F1 Powerboat Festival was proudly brought to you by Dixon Premium Batteries. Power is in our name.